The following presentation is a part of the National Heavy Boxing League's 10th season, celebrating 10 years of the premier level of heavy boxing in the Team Fortress 2 community, and a final send-off as the NHBL closes after its 10th season.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Season 5 wildcard matches of the National Heavy Boxing League for Season 5. Commentators here are the Gentleman's Fedora with James Baxter and Tyson Rocket. Now, gentlemen, just to give a bit of a reflection here on the great wildcard matches that we've had. So we had Unfriendly Movie versus Spottin, where Spottin managed to win for two rounds, and he will advance to either face White Russian Bear or David Danger, a match we're going to see tonight. Setup Lit beat Poseidon 2-0 in rounds, and now he will face Root Beer Float, actually, because Ronald McDonald is considered a forfeit as he did not show up tonight. An unfortunate loss for Ronald McDonald to be forfeited, but you know, the NHBL does have policies. And that is on the NHBC side. Now looking at the SRHBC side, where we had a very interesting set of matches there with some Porcupine facing the Derpus Russian, who beat him 2-0 in rounds, and now some Porcupine will be facing Smoogs because Dwimmersmek was not online for 15 days, so Smoogs forfeited, or Smoogs managed to advance with the forfeit, and he will be facing him. And then we have tonight's matchup between Kinsley and Diablo. That will determine who faces the classy man who advanced on a forfeit by cooldown. Now, gentlemen, it is an honor for me to have you guys as my co-commentators here. But let's look a little bit at the matches that we have ahead of us. The first match we have is in between White Russian Bear and David Danger. As said last week by Clayface, we have White Russian Bear, the rookie who Clayface believes he is a bit rusty and not as great a fighter as he used to be. Though we have many other people who are speculating that Russian Bear will make it all the way and win the Sasha Heavyweight Championship this season. But you also have David Danger, who's been in several tournaments and hasn't made it very far. He's made it at least to the divisionals, but that's because he's been faced up against White Russian Bear. So it looks like he's going to have a great match because David Danger wants revenge, but also for White Russian Bear, it looks as if it's going to be a great match for him to have a warm-up against Spottin. Now, Tyson, you've been around the NHBL for a long time. Do you think that Russian Bear will be able to get out of his, per se, rookie phase, or he'll be able to get out of this funk he's having of not winning many tournaments, and he'll be able to advance? Or do you think that he could potentially lose tonight against David Danger?
Oh, man, I have to say, White Russian Bear has been in the NHBL for a very long time as well, so I'm going for White Russian Bear for this match.
All right, and now Baxter, we know that you have a little bit of fondness for White Russian Bear as one of our commentators here, but we just want to check and see real quick. Are you in faith of Russian Bear winning this match, or are you with Clayface and thinking that he does not have the same flame as he used to? Looks like James may be having a technical side there. James, you there? Baxter? Okay, well, he's having some technical issues on his side. We'll be able to get those fixed in a little bit. And now let's talk about this match we have between Kinsley and Diablo. Two fighters new to the NHBL. I'm not exactly sure what is going to come of them, but it's going to be a very interesting event to whoever faces the classy man. One thing that we talked about last week, Tyson, is that with the Soviet Russian Heavy Boxing Conference, it's completely new. We only have some Porcupine and Dwimmersmek who were returning fighters for the NHBL, who are coming into the Season 5 tournament as veterans. 6 fighters in the conference are brand new, so we don't really know what to expect. Can you give any opinion or any thought for the Kinsley-Diablo match we're going to see tonight?
Man, this is going to be interesting. 2 new fighters, and it's going to be pretty interesting.
All right, and as a temporary fix, we'll have Mr. Baxter here use the in-game voice function. Now, Baxter, if you want to go ahead and give your opinions on the Russian Bear and David Danger match first.
The Russian Bear and David Danger match. Let me tell you something about White Russian Bear. I know Clayface, my other commentator friendo, says that he's rusty, but anybody else who says he's rusty and agrees that he's rusty should get the hell out of this arena and never come back, because they have absolutely no clue what they're talking about. White Russian Bear is still by far, I know he's in a slump, I know he's there, but guess what? He's got the resiliency, he's got the attitude, and he's got the determination to get out of this slump and win it. Let me tell you, in these past few tournaments, he's gone pretty far. He's gone down to like the Final 4 or Final 2 in a lot of these tournaments, but he's always come up short. I partly blame the ping. I partly blame that he's underestimating this new talent that's being pulled into the NHBL, but I feel like this time it's his time to shine, and he's going to jump back up onto top and easily plow through Mr. Danger.
Now, let's get your opinion here on the match that was a forfeit in between Ronald McDonald and Root Beer Float. Unfortunately, Ronald McDonald not here and was not present, so his match is considered a forfeit, and Root Beer Float will advance to the next round, which is a very unfortunate thing, because the potential match between Setup Lit and Ronald McDonald is going to be a very interesting match for the divisionals next week. Unfortunately, with Ronald not showing up, it's going to be a rookie facing Setup Lit, which is going to be a very interesting match. Any thoughts on that?
Well, first let me say this about Ronald McDonald. I am so disappointed here. He has forfeited this. When he first came into the league and beat White Russian Bear, I said he was going to be something. And he's fallen into a slump recently, just along with White Russian Bear. He's been disappearing. He hasn't showed up for a lot. And that's really sad to hear, because I thought he would be the future of this league. But I mean, if he doesn't start changing that attitude or that router of his, he's going to have to stop, which is a real disappointing thing to hear. Now, on the subject matter of Setup Lit versus this rookie newcomer, Root Beer Float. Setup Lit, he's a veteran of this league. I've seen him fight in that ring before. He's got a very good style. He's managed to get down to the Final 4, Final 2 at some points. I don't know if he's ever been able to claim a title yet in this league. Has he? Has he actually been there?
Who, Setup Lit?
Yeah, Setup Lit. Has he won anything in this league?
He has consistently gotten 4th place in the last 3 tournaments we've had: the 3rd Annual Boxing Day Classic, the Playboy Fortress Invitational, and the Vatican City Gaming Battle Royale. All 3 of those tournaments, he has gotten 4th place.
Well, here's the thing. Both of these guys come out here, they've got something to prove. So, Setup Lit, I'm betting you money right now, he is tired of having that 4th place medal put on his shoulder every single year. He wants to come out here. He wants to finally touch that, that winner circle. He wants to finally celebrate as the victor, hold the number 1 place trophy instead of number 4. And he's going to come out here swinging. I know he's going to do that, because he's a determined young man, and I know he will do that. Root Beer, on the other hand, he's got something to prove. All these rookies, they always got something to prove. You got to come out, you got to beat up a veteran of this, and make your name early. That's what Ronald McDonald did when he took out White Russian Bear in the finals. And if Root Beer can do that, then we might, have a new face of this league. Let's see what bottom line, both these men got something to prove, and the winner of this will definitely be on their way to proving their case.
We're going to go ahead and introduce our away heavy fighter here, a newcomer to the National Heavy Boxing League. Not much is known about him, but he is ready to make his mark in the NHBL. Give it up for the one and only Kinsley. And now for the home fighter for tonight's match, another newcomer in the NHBL who is also ready to make his mark on the league. Give it up for the one and only Diablo. The mandatory warm-up rounds are going to occur as we comment on their loadouts. Just looking from here, we have a gym rat as the misc there for our red heavy boxer Diablo, and we have his KGBs. And then we have our fighter over there. It's hard for me to see from the distance what he's wearing on his head. It looks like potentially Brock's locks with gray, but both loadouts are very difficult to decide between, but they're both very interesting loadouts there. At least decision-wise, I will probably have to go with Diablo over here because he has the gym rat on and he looks a bit more mysterious. Baxter.
Well, wait, you can hear me, right?
Sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay,
excellent. So do you mind if I go no clip down there and get a better look at these two? Because it's hard to tell from up here. Well, I'll be the fashionista judge here. So we got, hey, oh, they're getting crazy down here. I don't even want to get down there. These guys are nuts. They're monsters. They want to kill each other. Well, from up here, I can see that, Diablo, his crazy-looking name, has that kind of, like, workout trainer thing with the gym rat, cowl, flip-flops going on. And the other guy's kind of got this, like, grizzled veteran-looking thing with the unshaven bear and the hound dog. Well, Diablo's got a more boxing-themed loadout, but, what's the other guy's name? I'm losing my mind here. Kinsley. His name's Kinsley. Kinsley looks more like a hardened, grizzly fighter over there, so I don't know. I honestly don't know. Very confusing. I'm gonna go sit down and think.
Tyson, any thought?
I actually can't tell about hats, but one thing is sure, it's just gonna be one hell of a fight.
Indeed, and they're getting their last warm-up round here before they start. At least looking at this match, again, we have two rookies who are fighting against each other. Just two rookies, so we don't know what to expect. I mean, seeing those warm-up rounds, it looks as if looking at the stats there, Kinsley managed to get the upper hand with 2 rounds won, and then Diablo managed to get one on him. So it's going to be an interesting official match that's going to happen. When you say, Tyson?
Yeah, it will be interesting. 2 rookies, 1 winner.
Baxter, any thoughts before we hand it down to our official?
Well, I'm gonna say this much. I keep forgetting his name. His name is Kinsley. His name is Kinsley. So Kinsley over there, coming out of that ring, he looked very confident in himself. Like, what was that? Like that Russian opera song kind of thing going down. It kind of reminds me of Super Smash Brothers Brawl, my favorite Wii video game. He looked like he was like a serious fight, but then here comes this like kind of goofball, kind of barreling down to the ring, Mr. Diablo. I would give this match to Kinsley first off, based on that, but Mr. Diablo down there started playing All-Star from Shrek, so I'm going to give that 100% to him. There's absolutely no way you can lose this. You can't lose with the power of that on your side. But on a more serious note, I think that the winner, this is just going to come down to whose determination prevails. Like we have never seen anything out of these two before. We don't know what we're supposed to expect. They're both rookies. They're both looking to make a name for himself. I think the winner here is just going to be who wants it more.
Indeed. And now we shall hand it down to our referee for the night, Mr. Fluffy Butt Sheep, to kick off round 1.
Alright, fighters. I know you are both rookies, so I'll give you a quick debrief on what the rules are on this. The quick, simple rules are: do not jump, crouch, and do not be any foul to each other. You are professionals, even though you are rookies, but I expect you to both be on your best behavior when you are fighting. So, once over again, no jumping, no crouching, and have a fair fight. As soon as the bell rings from our commentators, you will proceed fighting each other.
No!
That'll be all.
Fight to the death!
I like that. Fight to the death.
Round 1 begins. Kinsley and Diablo determine who will face the classy man. The first punch thrown. Punches being thrown by both fighters here. Looks like one had the upper hand. Looks like Kinsley has the upper hand, and Kinsley wins round 1. It's a very interesting strategy by both of them. They were just hovering around the same corner, more towards Kinsley's starting point. They were just hovering around there, punching each other, and Kinsley just managed to get the upper 2 punches in there and become victorious in the round. Tyson, what did you see?
Yeah, Kinsley, I actually
Oh, your heads look bloody
forgot to
12
mention,
feet tall.
Kinsley in the warm-up round looks like he was being pretty damn strong. So now my vote is going for Kinsley.
Baxter?
What I just saw out of that round was Mr. Diablo down there looked kind of like balls to the wall, just go in and punch whatever was in front of him. That kind of like mentality of, I believe it's Spottin, who just runs across the ring and just throws out his arms and hopes something hits. Which, unless you're Spottin, who knows how to use that tactic effectively, isn't going to work out well. I think Kinsley took a great advantage of that, poking around and waited for him to slip up each and every time, and finally put that round to rest. So if Kinsley can do that again, then I give that to him. Diablo's definitely going to have to change up his strategy going into this next round.
Indeed. Now we shall head back down to our referee for round 2.
Alright guys, I will say the rules again. I'll
Yes!
make this quick so you guys can get straight away to the fight.
Very well.
No jumping, no crouching, fair fight. And we're good.
Fight to the death.
Round 2 begins. Kinsley having the upper hand. Both fighters just being a little bit hesitant in their movement in the ring. First punch thrown by Kinsley, dealt back by Diablo. Punch still being thrown. Blood just smearing all over the ring. Looks like they have about even health, I'm sure. And Kinsley wins round 2, and he will advance. He will advance to face the classy man of the divisionals next week. A very interesting strategy there by Kinsley.
Fine.
Just looking at this and seeing how successful he was in this match, he could have the strength and the ability to go all the way to the conference finals. Because one thing you have to keep in mind is that the classy man advanced to the divisionals by a forfeit. So we don't know how Classy Man fights. We don't know what his skill set is, but it is potentially a great match that we're going to see, especially seeing Kinsley's fights going on here. What do you think, Baxter?
Well, watching Kinsley from up here, I'm going to say he's a pretty damn good fighter. He took his he's not one of those guys who just comes in like, oh, if I just run in and punch him, I'm going to win this because I'm smart. He took his time. He analyzed the weak points in his defenses and systematically took him down. Diablo gave it a good attempt there. He took my advice to try to switch it up, but it eventually wasn't enough. Hopefully we see Diablo in the next tournament, whatever that may be, and hopefully he'll put in some more hours in the online gyms here at the NHBL, which is somewhere around here. I'm very excited to see Kinsley in the next round take on this. Who'd you say this was again in the next round?
Kinsley will be facing the Classy Man.
The Classy Man, who we have not seen, has advanced a round based on forfeit. It'll be interesting to see what Classy Man can bring to the table and if he deserved to jump forward a round.
All right, I'm here with the victor of the recent match. So, what was going through your head when you entered into this tournament?
Oh, dude, I was a little bit lightheaded actually. I was really. It sounds stupid, but I've been training for like a week or two with this guy, Purple Communist Mushroom. He's a pretty great guy. I was my hands were super sweaty. I was thinking that I was gonna lose because I don't know. But then like people from the server AGC, they all came on, and they messaged me in Steam, and I was really, really, I don't know, hyped up, and I ended up winning.
All right, and your next match in this tournament is, according to Fedora, Classy Man, is it?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? How do you think you're going to fare against the Classy Man?
It really depends on how he fights. I mean, I've really learned a lot about like fighting styles and stuff over the last week. If he's like really fast, really good, you know, I'm gonna expect my loss. It'll just be an honor to fight here, I guess.
Well, we're sadly going to end up finding out how he's going to fight probably next week because sadly, as we have indicated, we didn't get to see him fight last week because of an unfortunate forfeit. It's kind of sad,
Exactly.
Really.
It is really sad.
You think you'll be able to go all the way after class?
It should. yeah, I hope another person. Before we finish this off, Grim. He's a great guy. He's another person at the ABG. He also helped me train. He's around my same skill level. So yeah, I mean, thank you guys.
All right, one last question. Should I put a bullet through Fedora's head or put a blade through his head?
Ah, dude, how are you feeling today? You had a lot of. You feeling good? You feeling good? Or you feeling really mad? Feeling mad.
Let's just say Fedora just slammed me into the lockers for no apparent reason. I just wanted to watch the match, but unfortunately, it's a very different view trying to watch a match and try to study the players for whenever I have to commentate next time.
All right, so, just do it both. Do both of them.
Okay,
you can do it.
Okay, that's all I have to ask. Back to you, Fedora.
Well, after hearing those comments, I'm going to lock the door to the commentators box, and let's go ahead and continue.
If only I can, you prick!
All right.
Thank you.
I'm a little afraid now.
We are going to go ahead and introduce the fighters for our next match, which everybody has been waiting to see since the Season 5 kickoffs. Our referee for tonight's match for this one is Fluffy Buttcheap, and let's go ahead and introduce our weight heavy boxer. First rookie to win the Sasha Heavyweight Championship in Season 2, runner-up for the Conference Finals in Season 3, and runner-up for the Sasha Heavyweight Championship in Season 4. Please give it up for the one and only White Russian Bear. And now we shall introduce our home fighter. He has been in several tournaments for the National Heavy Boxing League, only falling to White Russian Bear in the first and second rounds of the tournaments. He's certainly ready to give vengeance tonight. Give it up for David Danger. And as they take the warm-up rounds, we're commenting on their loadouts as well as insight to the match. Now, Russian Bear there, again, going with the sleeveless loadout that he's got on there. I'm not sure exactly what he's wearing on his head there, but it looks like a very interesting cosmetic there. And then another loadout we see similar to Lear's last season, wearing sunglasses and the Brock's Locks, which is being worn over here by David Danger, which is a very interesting loadout he's taking. But looking at both these loadouts, I'm going to have to go with Russian Bear because he's showing off his muscles and he's wanting to put the intimidation factor up to a high. Tyson?
Whenever I see White Russian Bear, he reminds me of Muhammad Ali, R.I.P. Muhammad.
Proceed!
So I wish you luck, White Russian Bear.
That is true. That is true. At least, unfortunately, with the death of Muhammad Ali, a great boxer in real life. And now we have the Russian Bear, who is likely wearing those sleeveless shirts in honor of him. We're not sure. We'll maybe get that if we get a post-game interview with him. Baxter, your thoughts?
Move.
Okay, so before I get to their loadouts, if I even do, the first thing I have to say is that wherever White Russian Bear's theme, if we have an award for the best theme in the history of the NHBL, we should give it to him, and if we don't, we need to make that an award. Now, on the issue of loadouts, I don't really like to commentate on loadouts because, hello? Are you shooting at me?
No, I'm just...
Okay. Okay, I thought I was like out again. I hate this thing, Discord. Anyways, so I don't like commentating because, from what I've seen, when you go to your trade servers, the guys Okay, so as I was saying, I don't like to commentate on loadouts, you know, because like you can look like the prettiest man in the world and still get the ever-loving snot knocked out of you. But based on what I've seen from both of these guys before, White Russian Bear, you know I love this guy. He's my favorite. If I was not straight, I'd let him do me in the ass. Anyways, you didn't hear that? Anyways, there's children on this. There's children on this. We gotta remember this, guys. Keep it chill. Anyways, I'm gonna go with White Russian Bear. I think he's gonna get out of the slump here. I might be surprised for before because I've been surprised a lot by Dave Dangerfield, what he's been able to do in the NHBL. We'll just have to wait and see.
And now we shall hand it down to our referee, Fluffy Butt Cheap, for round 1.
All of you are babies.
Alright, fighters, I presume you are on your corners. Back into your corner fully, please. Thank you. Right, I will explain the rules quickly, then we'll get on with this. When the announcer says fight to the death, you will begin fighting. Quick rules: no jumping, no crouching, and this will be a fair fight. Begin.
Fight to the death.
Round 1 begins. Russian Bear with the aggressive charge. First punch thrown, both at the same time. David Danger just trying to get in his punches there. So like Russian Bear may have the advantage. Both fighters throwing their punches. Trying to give it their all, and Russian Bear wins round 1. Again, we see Russian Bear going with his aggressive strategy of going in, laying the first punch in there, and then just wailing punch after punch, conservatively but surely. Doesn't look like Russian Bear is that washed out. Hey, wouldn't you say so, Baxter?
Oh, of course I would say so. I've been saying so ever since they first started claiming he was in the slump. He's not washed up. He's the greatest fighter in the history of the NHBL. You see what he did there? He came in swinging like the bear he is, and knocked out Dangerfield within like 30 seconds. He hit him so hard that he phased through the ropes. That's not even physically possible, but he managed to do it because he's White Russian Bear. I tell you that. Anyways, I think that if he does that again, he's probably going to win because he's White Russian Bear. But if David Dangerfield can adapt to White Russian Bear's fighting style of running in and mauling you to death, then maybe we might see the upset. Maybe we might see a comeback. Who knows? Anything can happen.
Possible. Tyson, at least seeing this, do you think it's like, at least seeing how David Danger fought in there, do you think it's likely for him to get another round on him and potentially make the win here? Or do you think it's going in favor to Russian Bear for this match?
I am sorry, but White Russian Bear all the way. I have said this.
Sandwich and me going to beat your ass.
White Russian Bear, a future Hall of Famer.
Indeed. And now we shall head back down to the ring for round 2.
Who sent all these babies to
Alright,
fight?
fighters, back into your corners. Boxing gloves out, please, Bear.
Very well.
Alright, lovely. I will say the rules again. Do not jump, do not crouch. This will be a fair fight. When the bell rings, you will proceed fighting.
Fight to the death.
Round 2 begins. Russian Bear having the upper advantage. Both fighters getting their first punch in. David Danger trying to lay some punches on Russian. And Russian Bear wins round 2, and he will advance to face Spaten in the division. Just looked as if David Danger was a little bit lacking in that last round there. Russian Bear managed to get the extra punches in there early on, and just David could not recover. Tyson?
Yes, I knew it. I just freaked.
Many
you.
thanks. Medic!
Woo!
Baxter, your thoughts?
I'm going to stop making the White Russian Bear jokes for a minute to tell you this. I know a lot of people have been making fun of him, saying he's all washed up. I don't think that's the case for absolutely one bit. As you can see just there, White Russian Bear still looks as strong as ever. He came out, took a very dominant win over a very game Dave Dangerfield, who, his name is, Dave Dangerfield or Dave Danger? I don't know. What's his name? Dave Danger? Regardless of what his name is.
David Danger.
His name is David Danger. Okay. So, David Danger over there is very game, looking very ready to finally get one up on White Russian Bear, but as you can see, it just wasn't his day today. White Russian Bear, he still looks like a great fighter, and I still believe he has the skill and the determination and the resources to come out on top in this tournament.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, indeed. Tyson, now at least looking a little bit ahead here Gonzo and Russian are getting together for the post-game interview in just a moment. But Tyson, looking ahead, we have White Russian Bear versus Spaten. Both fighters who, no, at least Spaten has managed to top on first to fourth place in the past 3 tournaments that for the NHBL, the third annual Boxing Day Classic, Playboy Fortress Invitational, and the Vatican City Gaming Battle Royale. Both fighters very greatly matched. They've faced each other once before, and that was in Season 4. That was in the conference finals, and Russian Bear managed to come on top and beat him. I believe the score was, 4-2 in rounds. I'm pretty sure, but now they're facing each other in the divisionals. It's just going to be 3 out of 5. Do you think? Who do you think is going to be the victor in that match and goes to the conference finals?
Well, I think a little while ago, I think White Russian and Spaten faced each other again. And I think Spaten actually defeated it. Well, it was a while ago, but I won't explain. But anyway, yeah, these two are going to go at it. White Russian, like I said, reminds me of Muhammad Ali, while Spaten reminds me of Mike Tyson.
Okay.
It's indeed. Baxter, your thoughts?
As you already know my thoughts on White Russian Bear, I don't think I need to say those again. Now, Spaten, on the other hand, as you said, these two have only met one other time, and that was when Spaten was a relatively new guy to the ring when he was just starting out in the NHBL, and that ended in 4-2. So I think Spaten's going to walk into that match with a chip on his shoulder. I think that this time around, with the experience he's gained since their last meeting, which was almost a full year ago, I think he's going to come out. He's going to be better this time around. I think we're going to see something a lot closer than 4-2. I think it's going to come down to like the wire and a 3-3 matchup, and whoever lands that last punch will be declared that winner. I don't know. Spaten, he's improved a whole lot ever since he faced White Russian Bear, but White Russian Bear, he's got something to prove. He's still over there ready to prove that he is still the man, and he is still the man to beat. It's going to be a very interesting matchup next week, or whenever that is. When is it? I'm terrible with time.
Next Friday.
It's going to be next Friday. All right. It's going to be a very interesting matchup, one that I will definitely be ready to witness. White Russian Bear all the way.
Indeed. And we are in Red Locker Room right now. We have got Mindless Gonzo on the scene, ready to do a post-game interview with the one and only White Russian Bear. Gonzo, what's going on?
Waiting for White Russian Bear to appear in front of the locker.
Heavy's head.
It's all right. There was already there.
There we go. Yikes. All right. Anyways, okay, let me just get the big question out of the way. Your entrance theme. Why?
We bought heads.
Just why?
Time.
Russian?
Time.
I think he's texting.
I'm guessing he will.
Yo, we bought.
I guess he's now.
Right.
Okay. There.
Bought Heavy's head.
Yeah. All right. It was punk me up inside. Wrong about it.
From a master's perspective, it's kind of a little uneven to me, but it's just my end. Okay, that's with that out of the way. You literally just maw the competition. Just 1, 2, 3 done.
Actually, it was 1-2 done.
I mean, yikes. It looks like you just were ready from the get-go. Are you?
No.
Come again?
No.
You're not?
No.
This is giving Gonzo. He's giving you simple answers, man. You just got to go with it.
Okay.
I can be the translator.
You say it louder? No.
Okay. The commentators were thinking that your fighting style was kind of similar and almost paying tribute to Muhammad Ali, who, as we all know, floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee. Is that true, or is it just your unique style altogether?
Tell you the truth, I got it off the back of a cereal box.
What brand? I'm tempted to buy that.
Holy shit.
All right.
I'd buy
All
that
right.
cereal.
With your victory and whatnot, do you think you have what it takes to make it up to the top of the season 5 conference?
To be honest, I have no clue because I am wearing a bear hat.
Okay, then last question. Should I put a bullet through my head or the blade?
Why not both?
Oh my gosh.
Put the bullet on the end of the blade and then shove the blade into your head.
Thank you! I'm gonna do that right now. Back to you, Fedora, while I go contemplate live and just end it.
Wait, I have a question. Well, I have a
What?
question. White Russian, can I have your children?
Sorry, the X took him.
There is one question. Russian, I do have a question for you, and that is, do you think that you become champion once again?
We already asked that
depends.
question.
Am I going to be champion of the NHBL or am I going to be champion of being fat? If it's the second one, I'm already a champion. And undefeated.
Well, actually, the question is, do you think you have what it takes to be a future Hall of Famer?
He already is a future Hall of Famer. Get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense.
But anyways, so Dwimmersmek and Smoogs, unfortunately, Dwimmersmek has not been online for 15 days. It was considered a forfeit, and Smoogs is advancing to face some Porcupine in the divisionals next week, which is going to be a very interesting match. So, Tyson, at least to get your insight here. So, unfortunately, you see a forfeit from someone who hasn't been online in 15 days. But then you've also got Smoogs, who actually is an administrator on Neon Heights trade servers. I'm not sure which one, but he's an administrator there. You have him facing some Porcupine, the 3 tournament running champion, and potentially going to be the fourth tournament in a row winner. He's already broken an NHBL record by winning 3 tournaments in a row, but he could potentially break it by winning the 4th tournament in a row and also winning the Sasha Weight Championship to make it so that the Soviet Russian Heavy Boxing Conference has the most champions from their representatives. Right now, it's tied at 2-2 because in season 1 it was Dr. Splints who won it, who represented Soviet Russian Heavy Boxing Conference, and then season 4 it was Lears, and in season 2 was White Russian Bear. Season 3, Woo Gotta Be Sneaky. So at least looking ahead to this with some Porcupine facing just someone we haven't seen heavy box, but as an administrator with a popular trade server. Do you think Porcupine will have what it takes to just go straight to the conference finals, or do you think Smoogs is going to give him a run for his money?
All I can say is, go some Porcupine!
All right. Baxter, let's get your opinion on what happened on the other side of the Soviet Russian Heavy Boxing Conference. Kinsley and Diablo fought out, and Kinsley won 2-0 in rounds, and he will be facing the Classy Man, who advanced to the divisionals by Cool Dog forfeiting. That is going to be a very interesting match to see because we haven't seen Classy Man fight.
Thank you.
And Kinsley did show an interesting strategy of fighting in tonight's match, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Classy Man will be on top of him next week. But it also doesn't mean that Classy Man will fall to him. Again, it's another situation of more. The rookies are unpredictable, but at least seeing what you saw with Kinsley tonight, do you think he is going to be dominant and go straight to the conference finals, or do you think he could potentially have some trouble?
Oh, absolutely. I think Kinsley will dominate and go to the finals. I can't really make that call per se because I haven't seen Classy Man fight, but given that we're putting a lot of pressure on Classy Man right now. If he starts, I know a lot of rookies that pressure gets to him a lot. They have a lot to live up to because people expect a lot out of them coming into their first fight. I think because like White Russian Bear set that bar so high when he was just a rookie.
Sasha.
I don't know what to expect out of Classic Man, but with Kinsley, I had the chance to listen to this young man during the post-match interview with him. He's very humble, dude. He's been trained by a lot of heavy boxing greats. Mushroom, I remember seeing him a few times. Graham, I think I remember Graham. I'm not sure if I remember Graham, but he's been trained by a lot of those guys. I think that given that background, his very chilled attitude, and what I saw in the ring today, I think he has
Let us play.
he can easily blow through Classic Man and into the finals.
Fight man versus. Yes. How could I beat you?
All right, and Tyson, let's go over to the National Heavy Boxing Conference. We have the match. Ronald McDonald and Root Beer Float were supposed to fight tonight, but Ronald McDonald did not show up. So his match was considered a forfeit, and Root Beer Float will advance to face Setuplet, who beat Poseidon 2-0 in rounds at the kickoffs. Now, Setuplet, as we said, he's gotten fourth place consecutively in the last 3 tournaments of the National Heavy Boxing League. We know at least he keeps consistency. But the big thing is that Setuplet is actually based in Finland, and so his ping is up in the 150s, but that didn't stop him from beating Poseidon in the kickoff. So at least looking for Setuplet and Root Beer Float. We don't know what to expect from Root Beer Float because he's a rookie, but we know Setuplet is an experienced fighter in the NHBL. So at least looking towards that match, do you think Setuplet's going to go easy through, or do you think Root Beer Float is going to give him a run for his money?
I think Root Beer would probably make a rookie mistake, just so you know. So I think Setup might win.
Mm-hmm. And now again to give Baxter, of course, the not necessarily the good stuff to talk about, but more things to give him a little bit of the things he likes to talk about. So we saw the match tonight between White Russian Bear and David Danger. David tried to give up put up a fight there, but just did not compromise, and Russian Bear beat him 2-0 in rounds. And Russian Bear next week will be facing Spaten in the divisionals after Spaten beat Unfriendly Hoovy in the kickoffs 2-0. And again, with Spaten, he's placed in between first and third place in the last 3 tournaments of the National Heavy Boxing League. He's gotten his name up there, and him and Russian Bear faced off in the Season 4 conference finals for the National Heavy Boxing Conference. But Spaten fell to him 4-2. I think that Spaten is looking for revenge. I'm sure everybody sees that he's looking for revenge. Do you think that Russian Bear will have the ability and have the strength to be able to overcome and defeat Spaten again? Or do you think with Spaten and his hot fresh of being top in the past several tournaments when Russian Bear hasn't, do you think that Spaten will overcome this, or do you think Russian Bear is going to not have any trouble?
Well, let me tell you this, Dave. If you ask me this commentator name, it's for shortening.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna call you Fed. Okay, I'm gonna call you just Fed.
Okay.
So,
yes, that's.
Listen, Fed. If you asked me this question a year ago, I would have said that White Russian Bear would have walked in there, tore that man into 2 pieces, ate one of those 2 pieces, and walked out of the ring like nothing happened. But this year, the tides have kind of turned. Spaten, as I mentioned earlier, he has been putting in a lot of work into this ring. His ring work and his ability to win has improved greatly. He's hitting his stride right now. This is Spaten at his absolute best. And I don't even know if it is his absolute best. He has still room to grow, and he's looking absolutely fantastic right now. While White Russian Bear, on the other hand, people are calling him in as a washed-up has-been. They're thinking, he doesn't have what it takes anymore. Based on what I saw here in his match with Dave Dangerfield, his name is David Dangerfield. White Russian Bear, he still looks like he's a great fighter. He definitely shows a little bit of rust in his ring work abilities, but he's still a tremendous fighter regardless of all that rust on him. So it's interesting because White Russian Bear has progressively gotten, not as good as he once was, and now Spaten is now kind of reaching his peak. It'll be interesting to see what happens when we go into next week. But personally, without any sarcasm in this whatsoever, I think Spaten's going to win next week. I'm picking the upset.
I think Spartan's going to come out. He's good. He's hungry for revenge. I think that's going to drive him to put White Russian down once and for all and move on.
Indeed, and let's just go ahead and get our predictions right here. We'll start with you, Tyson, for the NHBL for after next week. Which fighters are getting in the conference final? Which fighters do you think are going to the conference finals? And based on that, who do you think is going to the Sasha Heavyweight Championship?
Class C man will advance. White Russian Bear. Some Porcupine and wait, who was the other two?
It was Setup Lit and Root Beer Float.
Oh yeah, Setup.
And then based on that, who do you think's going to the Sasha Heavyweight Championship?
Wait, is it possible that White Russian and some Porcupine can fight in the championship, or no?
You just said. I was saying based on who you thought was going to the conference final. So you said Russian Bear versus Setup Lit and some Porcupine versus Classy Man. Out of those four, who do you think's going to the Sasha Heavyweight Championship?
Okay, I think it's going to go to some Porcupine and White Russian Bear in the championship, and that's going to be one hell of a fight for sure. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know who's going to win it because those two are just pretty damn good. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. All right, Baxter, your prediction here. Who's going to the conference finals, and based on that, who's going to the Sasha Heavyweight?
Well, let me tell you this. I think Setup Lit, he's going to go out of that. Who is he facing again, please?
Root Beer Float.
Root Beer Float, another rookie. I think Setup Lit's going to come in. He's going to get into that fourth place spot yet again this year, and I don't think this year he's going to give that up just lightly. He has been putting in a lot of work. I've seen him on like a lot of online trade servers putting in a huge amount of work, trying to improve his game to the best of his abilities. I think all that hard work's going to pay off. I think he's going to advance to the conference finals, and then he's going to beat Spot in the conference finals and advance to the finals. Now, on the other side of the bracket, you've got Kinsley versus Classy Man. I think based on what we saw here tonight, Kinsley, a very young face, but he's got a huge amount of talent on his side. Classy Man, I haven't seen a lot out of him yet. I think Kinsley's probably going to advance. And then you got this other fight that I've been dying to talk about. Some Porcupine, my man, versus Moog. Now, Neon Heights, that's a lot of people in the boxing league come from there. A lot of these rookies, and I've noticed that a lot of these rookies coming from the Neon Heights are like, oh, I've beat like 3 casuals in like a match. That means I'm gonna like win this tournament. No. So the king of that little area is going to come down here and try out his luck in the boxing league. I'm not sure what to expect out of him. As I said, I don't like people who come from trade servers thinking that they're going to win something because, trade server boxing, that is completely different from what we do here. And you got some Porcupine on the other side, my man with the gator roll. That's my favorite strategy in everything. He hooks you in with them big arms of his, and he does not let go. He beats you senseless. I think some Porcupine will advance to fight Kinley. And given his experience and that gator roll tactic that literally absolutely nobody can prepare for, I'm going to say that some Porcupine advances to the finals to face Spotlit. Is that his name? No, not Spotlit. Like Spotlit.
Setup Lit.
Setup Lit. His name is Spotlit. I'm going to kill myself. Setup Lit versus some Porcupine will be the finals, and out of that, I think some Porcupine takes it all this year.
Mm-hmm. Here, I'll make my prediction here. All these fighters who are about to go toward conference finals, very great competition that we have in the NHBL, great things. But at least looking at their experience and such, Setup Lit versus White Russian Bear, and some Porcupine versus Kinsley, and based on that, I believe it's going to be Russian Bear and some Porcupine in the Sasha Heavyweight Championship, just like Tyson. And that, I can't predict who's going to win that because it's just going to be a very interesting match for the both of them. And just to go ahead and get an outside opinion here, our live streamer, Bong Nickeltoon, any predictions for the conference finals, and based on that, who will go to the Sasha Heavyweight Championship?
Honestly, I've watched both fighters. Like, I've watched fighting with the NHBL since Season 2, when I started out working with you guys. And ever since then, when Russian Bear won the Sasha Heavyweight Championship and became one of the first rookies to win the Sasha Heavyweight Championship, I was astonished about all the things that a heavy boxer could just come in and knock somebody out with a single punch. Now, nowadays, it's like Russian's been beaten up a couple times. He's lost, and honestly, these days, you just don't know what to expect. A rookie's probably going to come in, and a rookie's probably going to kick some ass, and it's just going to be same thing. And with Russian's opponents, how he beat an old opponent tonight, it's kind of like he wants to get back up on his feet, he wants to take the crown, he wants to wear it and show it to you, and then shove it down your throat. He wants to be the man on top. That's what Russian wants to do, and I honestly predict that he is going to win the Sasha Heavyweight Championship this year, and I cannot wait to see how that goes down.
So no matter who faces White Russian Bear, you think he's going to win the Sasha Heavyweight Championship?
But it's just a prediction, so you never know. Like I said, you never know what's going to happen, but my money's on the Russian right now.